it's officially holiday season, and you know what that means. It's
and I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag.
Hey guys, it's Desiree here, and today's video is holiday season makeup slash cold girl makeup. So what that's gonna look like is like the more festive kind of holiday spirit is going to be on the eyes, and the cold girl makeup is mainly like the blush and the base of my makeup. So let's get right into it. So right off the bat, I'm going to start with my brows. I love the NYX brow glue. It's my favorite. It doesn't leave my eyebrows too sticky, too wet, and it doesn't give that crusty effect after like a few hours of having it on. Usually I fill in my brows first before I put the gel, but since we're keeping it natural, light, and fluffy, we're gonna do them like this, and I'll just fill it in with a little bit of Anastasia pomade. This girly right here. Usually I would not use the pomade after I put gel. I would use the NYX brow marker, but I can't find that right now. So I found it. Yeah, so this is the lift and snatch eyebrow marker pencil, whatever you want to call it, in espresso, the NYX one, obviously. And I'm just gonna do light hair-like strokes in my brow. So now that my brows are snatched, I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan to just carve that baby out. And just line it like this. Like so, like D. And I just bring it down a little bit to my lid, which will act as a primer. Did I just say act? To act. Let's be civilized. To act as a primer for my eyeshadow. And I just take this brush. Don't ask me what it is. Got it from Amazon. Again, I'm balling on a budget. Okay? Budget friendly over here. Not overpriced. I'm not in that bag yet. Again, I'm in my budget friendly bag, child. So, and then blend it into my lid. Okay, voila. Blended. I just take my beauty blender. This is e.l.f. I know it's dirty. Mind your business. And I just blend that in. Okay, so now that the base for my eyes are done, we're gonna move on to the actual exciting part, which is the eyeshadow. And I have to choose. Yes, all my palettes are Morphe. Don't come and hate. Don't do too much, okay? They are affordable, and the pigment is good. Okay? At least on my eyes, they show up. I don't know about the others. But again, a baddie on a budget. Okay? Thank you. That way. So we're gonna use my favorite palette from Morphe right now, which is the Matte Essentials. And I always like to start off with a brown base. Let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna use this shade. This one right here. And just put it all over the lid. And voila. Okay, so that's what I like to do. And now we're gonna add a little brown on the edges. A little darker shade. A smaller, more tapered brush. And on the ends, inner corner of my lid. The end inner corner. Just like that. And make kind of like a half moon, a half circle, and just go back and forth in that crease to create that gradient effect. I don't know if that's what the makeup girlies called it, but gives a nice soft, deep kind of hollow, just like that look. Tap out the excess and do the same on the other side. I guess on that inner crease. But speaking about makeup, child, let me tell y'all the story of why I had recently quit content creation. So I haven't been a content creator for that long, and I don't have that many followers, and I don't really get that many views, but I'ma still post my content. But yeah, I have been doing this for what, maybe 3 years, 2 years, and y'all might be thinking, if you're just doing this for 3 years and it's normal that you ain't got that much followers. And agreed, but at the same time, it's like, damn, you know, when you're putting effort into your craft, you know, you're doing that overtime. So I actually had a schedule for when I would film my content. I'm in college right now. College is hefty, and I work 2 jobs. So I was making time, child. I was like, yeah, you know, on Thursdays and Fridays, I would sit down and just film a whole day of content, you know, work on my craft, edit it, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm the editor. I'm the director, okay? The star. Whatever other people that's in show business. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, I'm all that. And I do it on my own. So it's just like, you know, when you're putting that much effort. Oh, I forgot to mention, I go back with my fluffy brush and I just blend it all out to just give it that blend and softer look. But yeah, like when you put in that much hours into your craft and like you barely get 100 likes, the likes are just your family and friends that, you know, I'm grateful for them because they support me, but it's just, when it's just the regulars, it's just like, damn, am I doing something wrong? Like, do I actually have the talent? And that's the thing, I know I have the talent. So it's like, then why is the love, or not necessarily the love, but like, I don't know, why is it not giving back? You know, so it's just like, shit. Get back to the makeup while I'm ranting. I'm gonna do a lighter shade in the inner corners of my crease, so that when I put that shiny glitter pigment, it's gonna pop out even more. So here we go. I don't want something too bright, but I'm gonna choose that, I think it's white or cream, whatever that shade is. Put it on a flat brush like this. This brush is actually Elf, and just an eyeshadow brush. Tap all that excess off and just tap it. And it's looking good. So you see that gradient effect. It's not just color on top of color. It's blended out rather well, if I want to toot my own horn. So the problem is, let's find our shade. As I said, look at this. Look at this. That's lovely shades of gold. Okay, I got this as a gift. Shout out Bernice. But I don't want to do something different. I want to stay away from the golds and the silvers and the basic hoes. Probably go with this palette. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. This pink right here, this pink glitter. It's called Faint. I'm gonna go with my same eyeshadow brush, flat brush, and just go over where I put the white. So yeah, I quit. I don't think people realize that I quit. I mean, my friends and my family realize that I quit because I stopped posting. I kept posting on my Instagram as regular, you know, stories, me here and there. But as for content, I was like, nah, I'm done with that shit. Because at a certain point, I also was like, I think I just really got stuck on the traps of social media because I was comparing myself to other content creators as well. I'm like, look, like Monet, she blew up, but at the same time I think she's most likely been doing this longer than me. So I'm like, look, I know I'm talented. I know my audience is out there. My friends and my family keep telling me, like, girl, keep posting. Like, you so good at makeup. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, like, no, they're like, keep posting. I'm like, yeah, no, I quit. Okay, so this pink, it's really nice, but it shows up as silver, which I did not want. And I feel like it's too light for my skin tone. I know it's cold girl makeup, but I'm not trying to look dead. So we're gonna go in with this shade right here, Sissy. That's literally what it's called, Sissy. It's a little bit darker. Put that on top. Yeah, I think that, I don't know if you can see that on camera because my lights are pretty bright, but I think this also blends in much better with the browns that I have. We're going with Cran Apple, which does give very much Christmas. Okay, if you don't succeed, try again. Okay, yeah, yes, this is perfect. I think this shade brings all the pigments together and blends perfectly with my transitional shade, the brown shades I've put on before. A little bit, kind of create that cut crease look, but without the concealer. It's more of a soft glam cut crease. I love it. Okay, so now that we did that, we'll just go back in. Makeup is always about blending and reblending and reapplying and reblending. We're gonna go back in with these colors I put in my transitional shade. I'm gonna go back in with the darker shade that I put in my inner crease and just kind of merge the shimmers and this color together and put it a little bit more on top because I don't want it, again, it's about the blend. What was I saying? Yeah, I had the talent, whatever, people encouraging me. But, you know, again, that self-doubt, that comparison to other creators, I felt like I deserve better, whatever. And, you know, rightfully so. But at the end of the day, I also need to give myself some grace and be patient at the same time. And also because of school, I was not posting consistently. So sometimes I would just have to focus on school, put makeup on the side, on the back burner, and, you know, just focus on my assignments. And from what I've heard from the influencer girlies is that the key is consistency. And like I mentioned earlier, I can't afford... Oh, yeah, you take your fluffy brush and I'm blending that all out. I'm just bringing it higher on... I don't know what you call this, your brow bone, this little thing. Yeah, so I'm blending it higher on my brow bone to not give it that circle that you were seeing, that blocky circle, just like that. But yeah, I was like, you know what, I don't have the luxury to just be posting consistently. So if that's what it takes, then I'm already falling behind on that aspect. So I quit. And also I think because I had a schedule, I started to see it as like a chore and not a passion that I love to do. Going back in with that lighter shade on my brow bone to give that, again, effortless blend. Yeah, so because I had a schedule and I was, you know, like, yeah, so determined, blah, blah, which is not wrong. It's not a bad thing. But it started to feel like something I have to do and not something that I started doing because it's what I love. So reflecting on it now, I feel like I also, you know, I quit because I needed to find love and my artistry in makeup again. And not just doing it for the sake of likes. Because just doing it for the sake of likes, it's not gonna get me anywhere. It's just gonna make me unhappy, insecure, and I'm not about it. So yeah, long story short, I'm back. I'm taking my Instagram seriously again. I'm taking my content seriously, taking the YouTube seriously, as you can see. And I'm just, you know, doing it because I love it. It's a passion of mine. And if I have to talk to the camera, I'm just throwing myself out there. I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the aesthetically pleasing minimalistic background. But what I got is talent, creativity, and I got me. So that's all I need. And on that note, that's my TikTok. So now that the eyeshadow is done, we're gonna go ahead and do eyeliner. I don't want my eyeliner to be too dark, to be too harsh for this look. I most likely want to focus on the end, so I'm just flicking it up. Now that eyes are technically done, let's get into the base. For my primer, I'm gonna be using the NYX Plump Right Back with electrolyte mix. It's like a plumping serum. I'm gonna go in with my light reflecting foundation. This is the shade MD 2.3 Moria, whatever how you say it. I'm gonna stand from here. Look at that glow. So now for concealer, again with Nars, the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm sticking with the creamy hydrated look, especially for winter. I have two colors here. Right off the bat, they look very similar, but I think they're 1 to 2 shades different. I'm deep 1.5. So this is the brighter shade that I usually put in the corner, like I said. So we're gonna do that. And I go in with the deeper color. Deeper shade, deeper color. Contour, I'm going in with my Milk Makeup matte bronzer. I'm gonna go in with that. I usually just put it right on my face, on the nose. Okay, and around my forehead. And blend out my nose contour. I love this brush because it's skinny and it's perfect for the nose. Okay, now for blush, the most important part of the Cold Girl look. I'm gonna be using 2 blushes. Rare Beauty, of course, because we can't look cold without Miss Rare, okay? Miss Selena. And we're also gonna use the Milani palette, cream blushes. We're gonna go with the middle one, the brightest one. Go right on. Ooh! Honestly, yes. So that, now I'm gonna go with my Rare Beauty and actually bring it up a notch. This is in the color, I think, Happy. Miss Rare is very pigmented, so we're gonna start with that. Even that was too much. Bring it to my nose. Ooh! I think they complement each other very well. And I'll focus Miss Rare more on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so now that my concealer has dried down, just take the fan a little bit just to make sure. Blend with a powder puff. Okay, so I have now blended both sides. Take my Fit Me powder in 330 color Toffee. Take that and I like to just tap or bake. Also to Fit Me. I like to just set my bake before I go in with my contour. I also grab my powder puff, do that, and I start in the inner corners of my eyes. So for my bronzer, I use the Fenty Beauty, of course, Caramel Cutie Real Techniques, and it's a contour brush. I go in with this angle brush to do my nose, the Juvias Place Blush Rouge Volume 1. I use the fluffy brush, the blush brush from Real Techniques again. Okay, now let's go in with lips. This is the gel lip liner Morphe in the Soulmate line in the color Other Half. Going with that. I usually overline my lips a little bit with a light nude. This is the Milani matte lipstick, I think. Yes, it is. In the shade 410 Pleasure. I'm gonna put this in the middle. Ew, it does that. Going with the NYX soft matte lip cream in the color Canes, I think. Whatever. I don't know how to read. It's more pinky. Fenty Beauty Heat in Lemon Lava. So I am back. The look is all done. I'm in my cold girl gear and it's giving. And that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag.